is like you're known to protest. And one of my favorite protests was the 2004 Gracie Arnolds. So now that, we're what, 16, 17 years removed from it.
Yeah.
Would you mind like giving a brief description of what your takeaways from that moment are today?
Well, I found out that because I was really new to American Top Team. So there we are. I was really new to American Top Team. And all these guys are Brazilian on my team. Like, I was like me and Wade Rome, I think, were the only American guys, white guys on the team. Everybody's Brazilian. We went to Arnold Gracie, and I got Pe De Pano in the final, and it was like $2,500 first prize and like $1,000 second prize. So back then, like that many years ago, that was pretty good for grappling. And you had to remember, when I went to these tournaments, it was a little different this time because I went with American Top Team, and I think I flew with the owner, Dan Lambert. He took us there in his jet and stuff like that. But most of the time, I'd go to these tournaments, and I had to win in order to not lose money, because I bought a flight there, and then I stayed in the hotel, and usually I stayed with Scotty from On the Mat or something like that. Almost always I'd hook up with someone to sleep with on the floor on a spare bed or something like that. But on this trip we had, I was with Dan, so that was good. But normally, man, if I remember, I went to Vegas and made it to the finals and lost to Dean Lister, who at that time was no, not Dean Lister. Who's that guy that had the big rivalry with Dean Lister? I don't know. I think of it. Anyway, I lost to him by advantage or something like that.
Drysdale?
What's that?
Rob Drysdale?
No.
Okay. Keep it going, Jeff. Sorry.
Okay, I'm switching spots here. White guy. Sorry, gonna get dark for a second, guys.
It's 3 a.m. where Jeff's at, I might add. We are completely upending his house while doing this interview.
I'm switching the rooms because the baby woke up and was in with mom, so I'm just going into her room. There we go. Anyway, Kick. Guy, he's real famous. Shaved his head. He fought in the UFC. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I lost by advantage. And man, I remember this was in Vegas, and I was just so bummed. Spent $200 on a plane ticket and food and all this stuff. And I was coming back broke, So it was all these tournaments were like this. If you didn't win, you came back broke. So I was really, wasn't that I wanted to win, but I really had to win because they were poor. But anyway, so I had Pe De Pano in the finals, and he pulled guard, and then maybe 2 or 3 minutes into it, I put a can opener on him. He has his guard closed, and so he taps almost immediately, a heart, bam, 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 not just oh, it hurts, but I'm dying, tap. And so he jumps up and immediately goes to the ref, starts complaining. And I raise my hands, I win. And I'd beaten him the week before, or maybe 2 weeks before in Florida. And he had beaten me a year earlier in Abu Dhabi. So we kind of had a rivalry going. And so he's complaining that it was against the rules and this. And I was saying, no, it wasn't against the rules. And so it's just a big, I guess I thought it was half hour, but I guess it was 45 minutes or so. And it was just craziness. His team and my American Top, they're screaming in Portuguese for 45 minutes going back. At some point during this, I'm just you know what? I went back on the mat, and I went got on my knees, and I'm saying, let's go. Let's fight again.
The referee also called for additional time 2 or 3 different occasions over the intercom.
Yeah. He and Cooper,
John Cooper.
John Cooper, he was saying, okay, let's just restart it, go from there. And then and
you were fine with it.
Yeah, I was fine, even though he tapped me, because I just knew I was going to beat him. I had his number. I had he didn't want to fight. Like, he just didn't want to fight. I'm like, who? I couldn't see. That's what I couldn't understand. It's like somebody that's a competitor. He'd won Abu Dhabi in the year that he beat me. And I'm like, this guy doesn't want to fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, he doesn't want to grapple. Like, it's crazy. It's like, you're not gonna get hurt. It's like, you don't want to compete. Like, why are you here? So he's just looking for a way out. And I think he set this up. I think he just planned this, you know. So it's crazy. But anyway, they go on, and then at some point, some couple that had taped the interview, or had taped, like, had done interviews and was taping the tournament, said, hey, here's the rule meeting, and showed Helson Gracie saying, yeah, you can use a can opener to open the guard. Once you open the guard, you gotta let go. Like, oh, it's right there. Like, they're like saying, it's right here. You said it's from your mouth. And he's just going, no, like, I know the rules. I made this tournament. And like, you said the rules that you were asked this question. So it was going on. And at some point, Pe De Pano was like saying, oh, we're not going to bring our guys here anymore. We're going to blackball you. Like, you're going to be, you know, all this other stuff. Like,
who were they saying this to?
They're saying this to Helson Gracie. Like Pe De Pano, he's saying that, and I didn't know what he was saying. They told me later because it was all in Portuguese. But they're telling him, like, we're gonna run you out of town. We're gonna, like, you're not gonna be welcome back in Brazil. Like, all this stuff. I don't know how much of it they could actually follow through with. But anyway, Pe De Pano was a big name, especially at that point. You know, Abu Dhabi champ and this. So he had some pull, but I don't know what he could have done. But anyway. And Helson goes, in my mind, you're the winner. And he told the referee, or the ref was, like, to announce him the winner. They raised his hand. I took him down, the ref, and then all hell broke loose. And I pulled down, I remember going out, I pulled down the, like, speaker wires, and, like, the thing fell down and all this. I was just pissed. But I mean, Pe De Pano did split the money at the end. So I can't, my teammate went up to him and said, are you going to at least follow through with that? And he did. So, but yeah, it was crazy, man. It's crazy.
So the one thing that gets neglected in this story, whenever it's retold, was I was there, like, for that portion, but for the earlier, like, part of the tournament I was. And what's neglected is that your teammate, Wade Rome, it was arguable that Wade actually should have deserved points that he never got. And because of that, he lost his match against Pe De Pano.
Yeah, in the semis.
So it really should have been you and Wade Rome in the final.
Yeah, that was. I didn't watch that match because obviously I was grappling myself. So, but yeah, that was pretty controversial that he even made the finals. So, yeah, I don't know. This was the second time at the Arnolds I got really, really robbed. I got robbed like 2 years earlier against an American top team guy that before was American top team, believe it or not. So
tell that story, Jeff.
Well, you know Dustin Denes.
Oh yeah.
Clean.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah, for sure.
This is before I knew the guy, and so I went to the tournament, and we did it was a super match. It was like for $2,000, and so I had to win. To get $2,000, you had to win. And so I really, like, man, I bought my own ticket, the same scenario. And so I did a match with them, and they go, the rules that you can't pull guard, or it's like, or you lose your points. You lose 2 points. You pull guard, you know, and there's no advantages, points only. If it's a draw, you split it. You split the grand, right? So, okay. So I do this match with him. And Dan Lambert, all these guys, I didn't know any of these guys. Like, you know what I mean? Because this was before American Top Team. This was what I think it was Silveria brothers at this point, Marcelo and Conan Silveria.
Yeah.
Like, and so he pulled guard right away. So I think, okay, it's 2-0. And like 4 or 5 minutes into it, we go out of bounds. I look at the scoreboard, it's 0-0. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, and I complain, and they're like they acted like that wasn't part of the rules. So anyway, I think whatever. So this next part, like, nothing happened for a few minutes. I try to pass his guard, nothing. And then they go, Like, man, I gotta score. I gotta like win this fight. I can't do a draw. And so for the next 5 minutes, I just went there. I think it was a 10-minute match. I just went crazy trying to pass. I got put in probably 2 or 3 arm bars, 2 or 3 triangles. You know what I mean? I got out of everything, but we ended the match nothing. And then they raised his hand. And I'm like, I thought there were no advantages. And they same thing. Helsing came out and goes, "You're the winner." Like, just said, like, I mean, so I threw a fit. Like I shook his hand because he had nothing to do with it, but I bitched and complained. Nothing like the Arnolds or later with Pe De Pano, but I was bitching. And I remember Dan Lambert later, he goes, "Man, I didn't know. I thought you were just a little bitch." Like, because you're complaining and stuff. Like, before I knew you. And I go, "Man, like, I really got robbed." Like, I'm so hard on myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't win that fight. I didn't deserve to win it, even though I pulled guard, but I definitely didn't lose it. So I don't know. I'm not hard on myself. If I didn't deserve to win, you know,
okay,
I feel.
Let me backtrack a little bit. So in that Pe De Pano incident, Elio Soneca sucker punched you. It was part of like the melee that all went down. Yeah. In fact, Carlos Diaz, another American top, I mean, one of the guys that were there, I mean, he actually went after him, and I believe Wade Rome stopped him. Because I remember being like at the melee after like everything kind of went down and caught up with it. Did you ever run into any of these people that you had issues with, like John Cooper, Elio Soneca, or Helson? What were your interactions with these people after this event?
Well, the guy who sucked, he's a little guy who tried to suck punch you, right?
No, he definitely punched you.
Yeah, but he's a little guy, yeah?
He is. Yeah.
No, I never. Yeah, no, I never had a I don't know if I ever saw him again, but he definitely never had never talked to him. John, I mean, with Cooper and stuff, like I came back, I was barred the next year from the tournament. Then after that, I came back the following year and won again. And there's no problem. And then Pe De Pano, of course, I fought him again. So I fought him, grappled him. So that kind of got laid to rest. I just beat that, didn't compete, but I didn't really have any hard feelings against him because
how do you think your matches, like your grappling matches,